6 minutes and 31 seconds. That is how long it took from the moment Pam Bondi received the FBI incident report at 10:23 a.m. showing that Kash Patel had arrived at FBI headquarters visibly intoxicated, pulled handcuffs from his briefcase, and attempted to place 2 FBI agents under arrest for refusing his lawful orders to the moment she called Patel's cell phone, told him he was terminated effective immediately, and informed him that criminal charges for attempted false imprisonment were being filed within the hour. Watch what happens when Bondi reads the report describing Patel arriving at 9:47 a.m., reeking of alcohol, demanding access to classified files, and when agents refused, announcing he was placing them under arrest and pulling out handcuffs he had brought with him. Watch her face when she reads that agents had to physically restrain Patel to prevent him from attempting to handcuff Special Agent Marcus Rivera. Watch her pick up the phone without hesitation and deliver the most brutal termination call ever recorded by her staff who were in the room and heard every word. And watch 6 minutes and 31 seconds of an attorney general who has tolerated enough proof that attempted false arrest of federal agents while drunk is not a personnel issue. It is a criminal matter. You need to see this from the beginning, because what happened at FBI headquarters that morning is not just about one incident. It is about the moment someone crossed from incompetence into criminality, and Bondi decided the response would be swift, public, and permanent. Let me set the scene for you. FBI headquarters, J. Edgar Hoover Building, Tuesday 9:47 a.m., the morning shift settling into routine when Kash Patel walked through security carrying a leather briefcase and immediately raising concerns with Security Officer James Chen, who documented that Patel appeared unsteady on his feet and smelled strongly of alcohol. Chen noted the observation in his log but allowed Patel to proceed because Patel still technically had building access despite being on administrative leave pending alcohol investigation. Patel took the elevator to the 4th floor where the Criminal Investigative Division operates. He walked directly to the office suite where Special Agents Marcus Rivera and Jennifer Walsh were reviewing case files. Patel entered without knocking. Rivera looked up. "Mr. Patel, can I help you?" Patel's words were slurred. "I need to see the Cardenas investigation files. All of them. Right now." Rivera stood. "Mr. Patel, you don't have authorization to access those files. You're on administrative leave." "I have authorization. I'm ordering you to provide them." "Sir, I can't do that. You need to go through proper channels." Patel set his briefcase on a desk. "I am the proper channel. Give me the files or I'll have you removed." Walsh stood as well. "Mr. Patel, have you been drinking?" "That's none of your concern. The files. Now." Rivera moved toward the phone on his desk. "I'm calling your supervisor." Patel moved faster than Rivera expected, putting himself between Rivera and the phone. "You're not calling anyone. You're getting me those files." "Sir, step back. You're too close. I'm as close as I need to be. Files. Now." Walsh came around her desk. "Mr. Patel, I'm asking you to leave this office. You can submit a formal request for file access through the appropriate channels. I don't need channels. I have authority." Rivera's voice stayed calm but firm. "What authority? You're on leave. You have no operational authority." Patel opened his briefcase. He pulled out a pair of handcuffs. Both agents froze. "The authority to place you under arrest for insubordination and obstruction of justice. If you have made it this far and this matters to you, subscribe now and hit the bell, because what comes next is 2 FBI agents realizing their colleague is trying to arrest them while drunk and making the split-second decision to stop him physically." Rivera held up both hands. "Mr. Patel, put the handcuffs away. You don't have authority to arrest anyone. I have all the authority I need. Turn around. Both of you." Walsh activated the emergency alert on her desk, a silent alarm that would bring security and supervisory agents within minutes. "We're not doing that." Patel moved toward Rivera with the handcuffs open. "I said, turn around." Rivera backed away. "This is assault. What you're doing right now is assault on a federal officer." "I'm not assaulting you. I'm arresting you. You don't have that power. I have whatever power I claim. Rivera's back hit the wall. Patel was 3 feet away, handcuffs extended. Last chance, hands behind your back. Rivera made eye contact with Walsh. She nodded. They moved simultaneously. Rivera grabbed Patel's wrist, holding the handcuffs. Walsh grabbed Patel's other arm. Both agents were trained in defensive tactics. Patel was drunk and off balance. The confrontation lasted approximately 4 seconds. Rivera twisted Patel's wrist until he dropped the handcuffs. Walsh pulled Patel's arm behind his back and forced him face first onto Rivera's desk. Patel was screaming. "You're assaulting a superior officer. This is mutiny." Rivera picked up the handcuffs from the floor. "These are evidence now." Supervisory Special Agent Kenneth Walsh arrived with 2 other agents at 9:52 a.m., 5 minutes after the silent alarm. They found Rivera and Walsh holding Patel against the desk while Patel continued shouting about arrests, authority, and treason. Kenneth Walsh took one look at the scene and smelled the alcohol. "Someone want to explain what's happening here?" Rivera answered while maintaining his grip on Patel. "Sir, Mr. Patel entered our office intoxicated, demanded classified files we couldn't provide, and when we refused, he attempted to place us under arrest using these handcuffs." Walsh held up the handcuffs. Kenneth Walsh's face went from confused to furious in 2 seconds. "He tried to arrest you?" "Yes, sir, with handcuffs. He was about to put them on Agent Rivera when we physically intervened." Kenneth Walsh looked at Patel. "Mr. Patel, is this accurate?" Patel was still face down on the desk, but his voice was loud. "They're lying. I was conducting an investigation, and they refused lawful orders." "What investigation? You're on administrative leave. You have no investigative authority." "I have authority granted by—" "By whom? Name one person who authorized you to access classified files while on leave." Patel didn't answer. Kenneth Walsh nodded to the other agents. "Get him off the desk. Escort him to a holding room. I'm calling OPR and the AG's office. Drop a comment right now if you think Patel actually believed he had arrest authority, because what Bondi does when she gets the report proves she knows this was just drunk delusion." At 10:11 a.m., FBI Office of Professional Responsibility received Kenneth Walsh's call. At 10:18 a.m., OPR sent an incident report to DOJ. At 10:23 a.m., the report landed on Pam Bondi's desk. Her chief of staff brought it to her while she was in a meeting with the Deputy Attorney General. "Ma'am, you need to see this immediately." Bondi took the report. She read in silence for approximately 90 seconds. Then she looked up. "Is this verified?" 3 FBI agents witnessed it. Security logs confirm Patel entered the building at 9:47. The handcuffs are in evidence custody. Bondi stood. "Get Patel on the phone, now." "He's in FBI holding. Do you want to go there?" "No, call his cell. If he doesn't answer, call his attorney. I want him on the phone in 5 minutes." Her chief of staff made the call. Patel answered on the 3rd ring. "Yeah?" Bondi's chief of staff put it on speaker. Bondi's voice was ice. "Mr. Patel, this is Attorney General Bondi. Where are you?" "I'm at FBI headquarters dealing with insubordinate agents who—" "Are you in a holding room?" Pause. "Temporarily, but I'm filing a complaint against—" "You're not filing anything. You attempted to arrest federal agents." "I was exercising lawful authority." "You have no authority. You're on administrative leave." "I have the authority to enforce—" "You have no authority to enforce anything. You showed up drunk, demanded files you can't access, and tried to handcuff FBI agents. Do you understand how serious this is?" "I wasn't drunk." "Multiple agents documented alcohol on your breath. Security logged you as unsteady, and you brought handcuffs to work. Explain the handcuffs." "I always carry them for—" "For what? You're not a field agent. You have no arrest powers. Why did you bring handcuffs to FBI headquarters?" "In case I needed them." "Needed them for what?" Silence. Bondi continued. Mr. Patel, I am terminating your employment effective immediately. Your security clearance is permanently revoked. Your access to all federal facilities is canceled. And I am referring you to the U.S. Attorney for criminal prosecution for attempted false imprisonment, assault on federal officers, and any other charges they deem appropriate. Patel's voice rose. You can't do that. I just did. Your termination letter will be delivered to your attorney within the hour. You are to have no contact with any DOJ or FBI personnel. If you attempt to enter a federal building, you will be arrested for trespassing. This is illegal termination. This is consequence for attempting to arrest federal agents while intoxicated. Goodbye, Mr. Patel. She hung up. The call lasted 6 minutes and 31 seconds. Subscribe now, because what happens in the next 24 hours is Patel claiming he was targeted and Bondi systematically releasing evidence that destroys every claim. At 11 a.m., Bondi's office releases a statement. A former DOJ employee attempted to unlawfully detain FBI agents this morning while appearing intoxicated. The individual has been terminated and referred for criminal prosecution. The FBI agents acted appropriately in preventing the unlawful detention. At 1 p.m., Patel's attorney releases a statement claiming Patel was conducting a legitimate investigation and was assaulted by agents who refused his authority. At 2 p.m., FBI releases the incident report. The report includes time-stamped entry showing Patel arrived at 9:47 a.m., security officer's notation of alcohol smell and unsteady gait, witness statements from Rivera and Walsh describing the handcuff incident, and Kenneth Walsh's report documenting Patel's condition when he arrived. At 3 p.m., someone leaks a photo of the handcuffs to media. They're standard police-issue handcuffs with no FBI markings. At 4 p.m., legal analysts on 3 networks explain that attempting false arrest is a federal crime carrying up to 10 years in prison. At 6 p.m., Patel releases a video statement claiming he was set up and that the agents provoked him. The video shows him slurring slightly, suggesting he's still drinking. At 8 p.m., the U.S. Attorney for D.C. announces criminal charges. Attempted false imprisonment, 2 counts, 1 for each agent. Assault on federal officers, 2 counts, and trespassing. Patel had been told to stay away from FBI after previous incidents. By Wednesday morning, Patel is arrested at his home. He posts bail of $50,000. Thursday, he appears in court and pleads not guilty. His attorney argues the arrest attempt was a misunderstanding and Patel believed he had authority. The prosecutor responds by playing security footage of Patel stumbling through FBI headquarters with handcuffs visible in his open briefcase. Friday, Bondi testifies before a Senate committee about the incident. She is asked if she regrets the speed of Patel's termination. Her response: I regret that it was necessary. I don't regret that I acted quickly. When someone attempts to arrest federal agents while intoxicated, every second they remain employed is a second too long. A senator asks if Patel deserves a second chance. Bondi's answer is sharp. He got multiple chances. He got chances when he showed up drunk to briefings. He got chances when he was hospitalized for alcohol 4 times. He got chances when he failed alcohol tests. He used every chance to drink more. When he brought handcuffs to FBI headquarters and tried to arrest agents, that wasn't a cry for help. That was a crime. And crimes get prosecuted, not excused. The hearing ends. Patel's trial is set for 8 weeks later. During those 8 weeks, 3 more incidents surface. Patel trying to access DOD facilities while drunk, Patel calling agents at home to threaten them, Patel showing up at a federal courthouse demanding to see judges. Each incident results in additional charges. At trial, Rivera and Walsh testify about the handcuff incident. Security footage is played. The handcuffs are entered as evidence. Patel testifies in his own defense and claims he was joking about the arrest. The jury doesn't believe him. They convict on all counts. Sentencing is brutal. 3 years in federal prison for attempted false imprisonment, 2 years for assault, to run concurrent, and $25,000 in fines. The judge's statement at sentencing: Mr. Patel, you attempted to arrest federal agents because they wouldn't give you files you had no right to access. You did this while intoxicated. You brought handcuffs to effectuate this unlawful arrest. This was not a mistake. This was not a misunderstanding. This was a crime committed by someone who thought his position made him above the law. You were wrong, and this sentence reflects how seriously we take attempts to unlawfully detain law enforcement officers. Patel serves 28 months with good behavior. Upon release, he is disbarred, unemployable in government, and his 6-minute termination call with Bondi is taught in law schools as an example of swift accountability. Subscribe now. Share everywhere. Because when you show up drunk and try to arrest FBI agents, the Attorney General doesn't hesitate, doesn't negotiate, and doesn't accept excuses. She terminates you in 6 minutes and prosecutes you for years. Bondi did exactly that, and Patel learned that handcuffs work better when you're not the one trying to use them while drunk.